We've enjoyed getting to know our upcoming opponents in the Big 12, and congratulations, guys. Sons of UCF now officially a part of the 10-12 network, and also part of that is we get to know West Virginia this week. We welcome in Jeremy Phoenix, who teams with his brother. They're born and raised in West Virginia. They're consumed with sports their entire lives. West Virginia is their passion. They're part of the Raspy Voice Kids, and they're here, at least Jeremy is, to talk about West Virginia. Jeremy, welcome in to the Sons of UCF Live.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me on. So this is a good thing. And plus, to be in the building of the 2007 national champions, man, it's an honor. Absolute honor.
And it's good to talk with a future conference opponent that's in the Eastern time zone. We've been lingering out west the last couple of weeks, so it's good to talk to you and bring you on. Tell us about West Virginia football this coming season. What are you expecting from the Mountaineers?
Man, it's hard because you know how it goes. You get into springtime, you get into summertime, you start drinking the Kool-Aid, and what you had first thought, now you're starting to hear little things. You see camp breaking, and like I said, they always make that Kool-Aid so strong and so good. So I'm trying not to sip it too much. I understand that our offensive line is the key. We go as our offensive line goes. We have Zach Frazier coming back. We have Wyatt Millam, 2 All-Americans. One was a freshman All-American. The other one was second-team All-American. So we have a lot better offensive line. But then you add in JT Daniels, the 5-star, Graham Harrell, the USC offensive coordinator, and right now it's pretty hyped around West Virginia. Now, I know Vegas doesn't love us so much. I know some of the other odds makers don't love us as much. But I think Mountaineer Nation as a whole is really kind of starting to drink the Kool-Aid a little bit, which is, you know, how summer football goes. So I think we'll be – I don't believe we'll be as good as some people think. I'm saying 7-5. I'm trying to watch my intake of Kool-Aid, but that's where I'm at right now.
Jeremy, let's talk about the Big 12 at large. Obviously, a ton of influx these days. Texas, Oklahoma leaving, a bunch of new schools coming in, particularly us and UCF. What's the perception of UCF up in West Virginia? Is there excitement about getting somebody on the Eastern time zone? Is there a perception of what UCF will bring to the conference from your standpoint? The
whole Eastern time zone isn't that. Dude, you're way in Florida. Like, you're 13 hours away, just the same as, other schools are that far away. Now, I will say it is a benefit that you guys are in Florida because if you ask me, would I rather go 13 hours to Ames, Iowa, or Manhattan, Kansas, or go be in Florida after a trip? I'm definitely going to Florida. But the proximity, I don't think makes much difference since you're so far away. But what I do love is the pedigree that you bring, 2017 national champions. But more than that, you guys have built a program. I'm looking even at BYU. If you watch them, they show the ability on the offensive defensive lines to be able to compete with the big boys. Houston too. Houston's down there in a rich talent where it comes to recruiting. So they have the ability. Cincinnati, we see what they did last year. Granted, they're not in a Power 5 conference, but they showed that they have the ability. Plus, Cincinnati's loaded with talent. So as we were looking, out on the horizon, what are we going to do? I honestly feel like bringing the teams that we did in will help solidify us to at least, fight for the third best conference in college football.
The fight for third.
Yeah, let's just be real. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is.
You guys have always seemed to be out on an island here in this conference. Maybe from my perspective, it always seems like you always wanted to be somewhere else. Have you enjoyed being in the Big 12? Obviously, success in football hasn't been great. You're averaging about 6-7 wins a year. But have you enjoyed playing football in this conference? Is it different? Is it weird?
It's definitely weird. And I'm not look, the way I feel is you get good calls, you get bad calls. There's sometimes we get the benefit of the doubt. And when it happens, there's no point in complaining or being, overly happy. You just keep it moving. With that being said, I cannot stand the Big 12 refs. They have not welcomed us with open arms. Now, all of a sudden, that Texas, Oklahoma have left. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's family. I don't feel that way. I have not really, I like playing Texas. I like playing Oklahoma when they come in. There's no real rivalry, though. And there's no real place to go see that's close. What I do like is that money. Have you seen the facilities that West Virginia is upgrading? Like, we've been upgrading our facilities so much because that's what people don't understand. It's about dollars and cents. We've made so much more money than we did in the old school Big East. More money than we would have if we were in the ACC. And that's not the end-all, be-all. But if you're starting a program or if you're continuing a program, you have to have money. And we're seeing it with the NIL right now. So I'm glad we're here, but I can't say I've enjoyed it.
Our guy Mike is a big fan of preseason polls. CBSSports.com has UCF 40th, West Virginia 66th. You mentioned rivalries. You opened with Pittsburgh. Now that is a rival.
Yeah. Yeah, you asked my opinion about it?
I am because I've gotten a sense you're not shy of sharing opinions. That's what makes you so good on your show.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you haven't seen it, go watch Why We Hate Pitt. We do this for every team that we play, so better believe when UCF comes to town, we'll be making one about y'all. But with Pitt, it's a real hatred. It's a real hatred, and because I feel like they take away from every conference that they're in. There's so many reasons why I feel the way I do about Pitt. You can go watch Why We Hate Pitt, but this is a real rivalry, and I cannot wait to see them, and I cannot wait to play in their field and fill their own stadium with our fans because they don't sell out their stadium. Like they're Steeler fans in the city of Pittsburgh. There are no real Pitt fans. The next time you see two Pitt fans walking down the street, you let me know because that'll be the first time. Okay.
Jeremy, if West Virginia is known for anything, if you Google it, burning couches is a thing. Can you take us into this burning couches phenomenon? How it started, what it means, does it still go on? If some UCF fans happen to amble up there for a game in Morgantown, what should we know about burning couches? How do we stay away? How do we get involved? I need more details here.
Yeah, well, I'm probably the wrong man for the details because I don't know the history. I don't know how it started. All I know is, especially back in the Pat White, Steve Slayton days when we were winning ball games, somehow that came about when people just started burning couches and it became a thing. And people will make a big deal about it, but look, it's what happens. And I understand you shouldn't do certain things, but like I always say, passion works both ways. And when you're a passionate fan base and you got a bunch of 20-year-olds sipping on whatever will be in their cup, and then you have a big win, that's what happens. What I will say is with the new athletic director and everything, things have calmed down a lot. They really have. Back in the day, if you were from another school who came into Morgantown, things were hostile. They were really hostile. Now that's calmed down a whole lot. We're way more accepting. If you come to Morgantown, you're going to have a good time. Like I see these tailgating places. Look, I've been all over the place. I've been to South Carolina for South Carolina, Auburn. I've been to Tuscaloosa for Alabama, LSU. I've been to Ohio State, Michigan, in the Big House, and in the Horseshoe. I've been to Notre Dame, USC. I've been to Penn State, Ohio State, up in Happy Valley. When I tell you West Virginia's tailgate is top 10, I'm being for real. When I tell you West Virginia's home crowd, to me, is at least top 15, I know South Carolina has 90,000 fans. I'm telling you Morgantown is louder. So when you come up here, I promise you will enjoy it. We're great fans. We're passionate fans. And one of the reasons is because we don't have anything else. Sports-wise, we don't have any. No, legitimately, we don't have any pro teams. We don't have any soccer teams. All we have are the West Virginia Mountaineers and our little brothers, the Marshall Dunning herd. Other than that, that's what we have, and that's the reason why we take so much pride in what we do have.
You think it'd be a good idea if we opened up a couch business in West Virginia? Maybe we could make some money. I seem to be burning them every week. I mean, they get couches from somewhere.
Well, I don't know what seasons you've been watching, but not a whole lot of couch burning these last couple of years.
I would think
you'd after
losses more than wins.
No. Usually it's just after wins. So maybe with this new offense at Graham Harrell, it'll ignite again.
Okay, what other sports is West Virginia good at, competitive at, that UCF fans are going to have to brace for when they play them in sports?
So as a whole, with our athletic department, we're just competitive in a lot of different sports. The first one I'm going to throw out here, one I don't know if you even know is an actual sport, which is rivalry. West Virginia has won 19 national championships in rivalry. Rivalry. Getting on the range. Matter of fact, Jenny Thrasher, I think was it back in the last Olympics, won the first gold medal for the United States team.
What league is West Virginia in for that?
Yeah, I'm just saying. We won 19. Over the past 30 years, we won 4 in a row, 3 different times. There was one time we won 14 out of like 18 national championships, which somebody pointed out. Does it bother you that Navy, Air Force, and the Army aren't winning that every single year? But anyway, your Mountaineers are. But if we're going to talk about sports that we know, women's soccer, 2016, we went to the national championship. We always have a strong team with Nikki Izzo-Brown. The men just went to the quarterfinals last year. The year before that, we actually beat the national championship team in soccer, which was Marshall, and I have no clue how in the world we didn't get into the tournament. But baseball, we hosted a regional a couple years ago. I know you probably saw Alec Manoa who was on that regional team, played in the All-Star game this year for Toronto. So our Coach Maisie really has our baseball team going in the right direction. Wrestling, we're always competitive. We're always hovering around that, 23, 24, 25 rank. So when I'm being honest, honestly, in all sports, West Virginia is competitive. And our athletic director, Shane Lyons, is really doing a good job. We just need to step it up in football a little bit.
All right. Well, good for UCF. No wrestling program, no rivalry. So we duck you in those big ones.
Jeremy, take us back to the tailgate for a second. Is there a food option that West Virginia is known for? Is there a drink or a beverage that y'all known for that we have to check out when we're up there?
You've got to get a West Virginia pepperoni roll. You ever heard of pepperoni rolls?
I have, yes.
I've never my whole life I grew up and I thought they were just worldwide, like pepperoni rolls. That's what they are. It wasn't until I was 14 until I realized, no, these are just a West Virginia thing. I think they've expanded out since then, but that's what it is. I know it's kind of, people will feel one way or the other, but if Boston can have their beans, we'll take the pepperoni roll and feel prideful about it.
How often do you guys play that John Denver song? Is it played during every single game, every pregame? So, you have to know the words in order to get on campus there?
So, yeah, no, it's a prerequisite. You got to know it. If you're a player, you definitely have to know it. And that's the reason why it's big time for the players who come from West Virginia to teach the other ones who come in the words, why it means so much. That's why it's so big for have homegrown Mountaineers on the team so they can teach the other kids why we hate Pitt so much, because you may not understand. But when it comes to country roads, yeah, if you're out in the tailgating lot, you're going to hear that. You're going to hear the West Virginia anthem by your boys, the Raspy Voice Kids. You're going to hear 660, 6'6", 240s, the gold and the blue. But the interesting thing about John Denver's Country Roads is we only sing it after a win. It is not handed out. If we lose, we do not sing. If you hear Country Roads, it's too late. If you hear Country Roads, we won the game. So it's a great tradition.
Will you guys play it if you're up big in the fourth quarter? Is that what you're saying?
I think they should, but no. They usually start, after the game, interviews. The players get arm in arm, and the whole crowd sings it. I don't know if you've checked it out, but check it out on YouTube. When we beat Tennessee down there in Charlotte, North Carolina, the entire stadium, you could hear them belting it out as if we were at home.
Let's wrap up with this. What else is there to do in Morgantown? What are the must-see activities or places or bars or things like that to do when fans come visit you in a couple of years?
I knew you were going to go there. I knew, and I was hoping you're not. The truth is, I've been to Morgantown a million times ever since I was young, and it's a great place to tailgate. It's a great place to go to a game. But outside that, man, I'm not kicked it for the nightlife in Morgantown. There's not one spot that I know oh my goodness, you must go here. I'm sure if you talk to some of the locals, maybe they can point you in a direction. But honestly, I don't have a spot. I actually live an hour and 45 minutes from Morgantown. So when I go up there, it's pretty much for games and I come home.
Well, I know where we'll be tailgating. We'll be tailgating with you, of course. Tell us more about your show, you and your brother, and what you guys do.
That's right. So we talk about West Virginia. We break it down from a fan's perspective. We give you real reaction about what's going on and how we feel. A lot of times we do it right after games, so you're getting real emotion, how we really feel. We're not talking about the sugarcoating coach speak. Well, I think, no. Real talk, how we feel, how we're reacting to a situation. But before that, we usually start off the show with pop culture. It could be something like we've done what's your favorite movie, Toy Story or Lion King? Or what's the best Pop-Tart? Or does ketchup go on a hot dog? Or are you Pepsi or are you Coke? So we talk a little bit about pop culture. We get into that because, it's just good laughs. Actually, this week we did, are you the type of person who shows up 5 minutes before store closes? And what does that say about you? If you do. So we start with pop culture, but it really is. It's just a good time. It's just real. Me and my brother, we have a rapport, and it's just real and it's honest, and it's just based on having fun, but also keeping it real about what we see from our Mountaineers and how we really feel.
Adam, can you bring back Robert's comment there? He's asking, is Jeremy's brother the energetic one? Jeremy, thanks for bringing the energy and introducing us a little bit more about.
He is definitely the cerebral one. He's very analytical. He's a little bit more calm. I'm the crazy, emotional, passionate one. But Hey, so goes life, right?
Jeremy, what is the best Pop-Tart? I've got s'mores in the chat. I got strawberry. What is the best Pop-Tart flavor?
Brown sugar, babe. Brown sugar. Want some of your
Frost?
brown
You want the
sugar?
frosted, right? Yeah, the frosted brown sugar.
I can go either or. And by the way, I will accept s'mores. If you said s'mores, I'll accept it. My brother is dead wrong when he says strawberry, because we had Pat McAfee on the show, and Pat McAfee was like, you know why he said strawberry? Because he's basic, and that's the truth. Any real one knows is brown sugar.
We'll take it.
Give at Raspy Voice Kids a follow on Twitter and give them a listen as part of the 1012 network. Jeremy Phoenix, thanks for being with us on Sons of UCF Live.
No, I absolutely appreciate you guys reaching out. I'm glad we got to get together, and I can't wait to do more shows with you guys.
Thanks,
Good
Jeremy.
deal. Go Mountaineers this year.
Yes, sir.